lion's mane is really good for the cognitive part of your brain. So
They microdose it, and it helped them a lot with like trauma and all kinds of things.
a nice memory of my grandmother, actually. She was a legend picking mushrooms. And she was like, stop the car.
But see, this is the thing. So when I did take these hallucinogenics, the universe is so much bigger for you to give a shit about these small issues in your life.
100%.
They put a chart out. I don't know if you saw it. They showed where less educated people with the lowest IQs are those that voted for Donald Trump. Weren't those the same people that voted for Biden to win?
To the mind where the sparks ignite. Castles in the brain built from sheer might. Journey through thoughts, take a fearless flight. Mental empire in sight is dynamite.
Welcome, Tolga.
Appreciate it. Thank
Welcome to the podcast.
you. Nice to be here.
Pleasure to have you here.
My pleasure.
I did some research before you came here surrounding the supplements, and I was really fascinated when I heard about. So a friend of mine, Amir, you know about him. We spoke about this. He showed me actually this one, the focus one, the ultra focus one. So I don't do any ADHD medication or anything like that. I tried it like multiple. I think I tried like Ritalin, Elvance, or whatever that name is, and I just felt that like my energy went up and then immediately went down. And when I went down, I was like emotionless, nothing. You know, I really didn't like that. So I was like, no, I can't do ADHD medicine. And so I think I tried like meditation and like breathing exercises and all that, which actually did help. I even went to an energy healer. Now, I don't know if you're like, if you ever did that before.
We do a lot of breath work. We do sessions, a lot of community building. So I haven't been to healer yet myself, but definitely breath work sessions does the trick.
Yeah. Super underrated.
Right?
Yeah. Because like I had no idea what it was, but apparently it has like the body don't get a lot of oxygen like during the day, even when you breathe normally. But when you actually take the time to do those breathing exercises, it actually helps a lot with the stress. And I noticed that, especially after I went to my energy healer and she laid me down. And this is the crazy part about this. She laid me down and she told me to close my eyes. And then she like waved out like a crystal on top of me to see like which one of my chakras was like in pain or like suffering. So I didn't see her because I was I closed my eyes. So she waved that around me. And then when it came like to my heart, I started to feel like immediate like discomfort. And when we were done, she was like, I felt that you were like having a hard time when I had the crystal above your heart.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, like that didn't feel good at all. She's like, no, it's your heart chakra. And she's like, do you have a lot of sorrow in your life? And started going that path. And I was like, actually,
deep in.
Oh, she did, but she was totally right, you know?
Yeah, well,
But she gave me some exercises and that helped me a lot during the way because I was like going through some shit. But then I stumbled across this and I tried now. I took 2, right?
yeah, you took 2.
Yeah.
So it was just 5 minutes ago, or say 10. So let's see along the way now as we talk, see what you feel in about 30 minutes or so. Obviously, the uptake for the products is different for everyone, but should be around 30 minutes.
Let's see. I ate a burger like when did I eat the burger? An hour ago. Yeah, like an hour ago. Is that fine?
Yeah, it should be all right.
All right, cool. Because let's see. Maybe it'll take a little bit longer till it kicks in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, please tell me about the product.
Yeah. By the way, good point regarding the ADHD. It wouldn't matter if you did take ADHD medicine. Obviously, it's always best to check with your doctor, whichever medication you're taking, or by taking supplements generally. But we work with natural ingredients, so all our products are natural, and we work with the mix of vitamins, minerals, adaptogens. So the one you tried, we did we had cordyceps and lion's mane added to it. So we want a longer focus level regarding those dips that you were mentioning. We want to move away basically from the quick fixes that you have in energy drinks. So this is more a prolonged focused mental clarity that you get from our ultra focused. So we've added cordyceps, lion's mane, as I mentioned, guarana, yerba mate, ginseng, natural ingredients that will increase your focus level. And let's see how you feel.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, let's try. And so I've just found it like I really want to know about like the ingredients. I've heard about lion's mane before. Some like Instagram ad popped up, like some health influencers that like always mention lion's mane. So I'm actually really interested in knowing about. We can start with lion's mane.
yeah. So I mean, lion's mane is really good for the cognitive part of your brain. So it's very big in the States. Actually, it's been a product that has increased in interest. Primarily in the States. Us here in Europe and Sweden, we're getting there. We're understanding the benefits of such mushrooms. So the main part of it is the cognitive function for the brain then that we've added to the product.
So is it anything other than shrooms inside this, or is it mainly shrooms?
Yeah, so the mushrooms in it it's the cordyceps and the lion's mane that we've added, and besides that, it's the natural caffeine extracts. So each one of our products has a good mix of about 7 to 8 to 10, up to 15 ingredients per product.
All right.
So it's all about the bioavailability, the percentage, the actual percentage of each of these ingredients together. That's the best.
Oh, I see. So it's like depending on how much you have of each, that's what causes like to get the perfect balance, right?
Precisely. Perfect balance, the best effect. For the optimal bioavailability is what you want to focus on.
Okay. It's really interesting. I can't wait to tattoo on these just to see like how my focus is.
Nice.
And so how is it if let's say I'm like tattooing and listening to a podcast on the side? Because actually music doesn't make me concentrated for some reason. I used to listen to music, but it also like made me really stressed.
Yeah.
So podcast was like kind of my remedy for like staying focused.
Yeah.
So this one combined, like so the focus. What would you compare it to?
For instance, just to give another example, we gave this to a bunch of golfers that went out for I don't know if you play golf.
I do.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So then you know that a round of golf takes approximately around 45 to 6 hours, depending on obviously how good you are.
Yeah.
For me, it takes 6 hours. I'm pretty shit at it, but I like the outdoors, etc.
Yeah.
But we gave it to a few golfers at some top tournaments in Stockholm. One was the Turkish Airlines World Golf Cup. Another one was a football club that had their tournament recently. So I gave it to a few selected players, and actually those who did take went and won the golf tournament.
Really?
So what we saw there, obviously, that other golfers that we tried it on, is that the focus level spans, and it's up to 6 hours, which is perfect for a golf round. So, and I assume your tattoos take approximately the similar amount of time, depending on what it is, obviously, but you spend a lot of time behind the chair and tattooing, and then you need that focus level, you need that clarity, and you don't want that jittery feeling that you do get from coffee. Because with a coffee cup, you get a spike of 2 hours, and then you get a dip. You got to take that extra coffee, get another spike, you get a dip. So you want to move away from that and get a smoother, longer effect of the focus. So it'd be perfect for you to try the ultra focus while you're actually tattooing doing your art.
Yeah. So normally, no, I don't drink coffee normally. I just do maybe like before I probably drank like 4 Celsius in one day. I know it's a lot.
Wow.
It's
That's
a lot.
dangerous, bro.
I know it's a lot. It's so stupid. I know it's a lot. And on top of that, I went to the gym and took pre-workout. So it's like, yeah, I know. It's so stupid. But I set my ass down when it came to that. I stopped doing that. Yeah. So now I just do like 1 Celsius per day.
Let's change that up. Let's change it.
Yeah, I will. I'm so happy I met you so I can try these. I mean, I'm really interested like how it feels. And yeah, so it was a lot of caffeine. And that dip you're talking about, I could sense that all the time. And it really wasn't anything that I really don't like it. Because you kind of have to and it really, really fucks with your sleep.
I was going to come to that, like that you brought it up, because, That's the main thing. You know, you don't get that good sleep when you fill your body with, especially four cans and energy drinks. We want to move away from the fast, the quick fixes. You know.
Yeah, and I felt that. I mean, so now I was so stupid. I was like, I'm having such a hard time falling asleep. I drank those and I thought like maybe it's like anxiety, but I was like, I don't have anxiety. Like I don't feel bad or anything. I would have known, but I didn't know what it was. I was like, maybe it could be those 4 Celsius I drink every day. You know what I mean? And it's such a bad pattern too, because like you lay there in the bed and you just stare at the ceiling, and I don't know what it is. I get this weird thing where it feels like my body is sleeping, but my brain is still active. So when I close my eyes and I'm trying to fall asleep, I'm kind of get these like visions, and it's like scares the living shit out of me, and I just like jump up out of bed, and it's like a discomfort every time I go to sleep, and I didn't know what it was until I stopped with the caffeine. And when I went to Canada, I went there for like a trip to do like a variety of things, meet some friends and family, and it wasn't as easy to go buy a Noco or a Celsius. I just didn't think of it when I got there. I was like, I sleep really good when I'm out here.
Nice.
So that's when I realized, I was like, oh my God, it's the caffeine.
Yeah.
So like I kind of stopped entirely with it, unless it depends on what time on the day I go to the gym. So I just take the pre-workout and I just drink a lot of water and tea in the morning, and make sure I have like food and my lunchbox at the shop, so I can
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And that's what it basically is, isn't it? It's about setting the routines. I mean, still go ahead and have your coffee cup. I still do. It's tradition, you know. It's our Swedish traditions.
Fika,
you know. We open up the kettlebell. You get the fresh coffee smell in the room. But I've minimized my coffee intake to 1 cup of coffee in the mornings. Then I do take my focus tablets in the afternoon. So minimize the coffee intake per day. And obviously, if you still want to go and you have a intensive day, you want to double up that coffee cup, do it before lunch or at lunch. Don't do it too late in the day, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're going to start having a hard time sleeping as well. So, yeah. And then the fact that you mentioned sleep as well. You know, we actually, that was one of our main products we were focusing on. And, well, it all actually started back when I met up with Lee Carlsen, my co-founder. She's a free diver and mean machine, superwoman, actually. You know, she's been in the military, been through a lot, such as yourself. And we met free diving in Turkey with a bunch of friends, and we were discussing, you know, the main problems and issues that people have these days. One being the quick fixes. You know, people just want that quick fix and move on with life, and nobody thinks of the long-term health benefits. And you know, it's this month or this week I'm going to do this much to attain this and that, etc. You know, the life is we're going to live a long time, so you got to think about life in a long-term strategy. You know.
Yeah.
So that's when we came up with actually one of our main products was for sleep, which is called Tranquil. So after you've done this one, you should try our Tranquil for tonight. But that's also, try it a few days in a row and let me know how it feels.
Yeah, because I believe that, I know I might be wrong, but magnesium and these kind of things that makes you go to a deeper sleep, isn't it something like you build up? So like you take it for a few days until you actually starting to get the effect.
Exactly. Well said. I mean, we've also added ashwagandha into our Tranquil, which is also, we use the root. The leaf of it is partly, I wouldn't say illegal, but it's not used all around the world. That's why the root is fully available and to use within supplements.
Yeah.
So for our Tranquil, we use L-theanine, chamomile, GABA, ashwagandha, magnesium glycinate, zinc. So all these products, ingredients are used for calming the body while entering your sleep. And mainly this is for you to get your deep sleep.
Yeah.
Not like melatonin that, you know, maybe helps you get into your sleep, but it will wake you up along the night. You want to get that deep sleep. You want to get that good REM sleep and wake up rested. So for us, it's about recovery. We're all, you know, biohackers in our team. We're all into sports, health, etc. But, you know, in that deep sleep, you get that quality sleep, you're going to perform 30%, 20% better during that day, whether whether you're doing your art on your clients and tattooing, or if you're playing football, if you're free diving, or you're excelling in your exams, or working hard during the day, that sleep is gonna set the tone of your day, and that's where the mind rests. That's when you get your recovery, basically.
Yeah, well, so when it comes to sleep, what I noticed and what I read a lot about it was, when you wake up, like you said, and even melatonin, I tried it. It helps you fall asleep, but you actually don't get that REM deep sleep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I took it too back in the days.
But the thing was what it was. I just felt that when I was going to sleep, and when you had, even if you had a good night's sleep one day, it still doesn't matter, because if your whole week was shitty, you're still gonna, it affects your work so much and how you think and what do you do during the day. And I realized that, and when you get enough sleep, you get more motivated to do things as well.
Right.
And I noticed that when I was like designing my tattoos, or fixing with the podcast, or coming up with ideas, I felt that I was doing way better when I had my sleep. And when I slept for like a whole week, like my hours and a deep sleep. And actually, to be honest with you, I can't even remember when I had a good night's sleep. I can't even remember.
Wow.
It's a disaster, because what do they say about, can you Google about the good cells don't eat up the bad cells when you don't get enough sleep, and that could be in the long run, that could be one of the reasons for you to get cancer.
Yes.
One of the reasons, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's check it out. But I mean, that's where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
During your sleep, it's that's when you boost your immune system. You want to get rid of that cancer, the negative part. It's during your sleep where you recover.
Yeah, because I think a study shows that actually your body fights off cancer every night. And now I'm thinking about like gamers and people like that actually don't get that amount of sleep, and don't get amount of nutrients. And I think that changed over the years, because now when you go to DreamHack or anything like that, you see all the gamers are like jacked as fuck, because they're like, everybody works, especially like those professionals, like esporters. They all like work out now and take their supplements and all. So I believe like these supplements, I think they're for everybody. Whatever you do, I think, especially when it comes to sleep, everybody needs sleep.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I said, you're a high performer, high achiever, whether it being within sports, you're studying, you're working hard. That's our target group out there. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I mean, this goes for everything. Tibet, did you find anything? Kinda. Maybe it was some TikTok bullshit that lured me in. I don't know.
But, I wanted to ask you that, like while taking that melatonin, it's, do you feel drowsy when you wake up as well?
Ooh, I can't remember. But I felt,
it's
more tired.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things you might feel. I mean, you can still take, we advise, or obviously taking melatonin on your long trip to LA that you had to, fine, get rid of that jet lag, should be all right. But if we want to implement these products for a long term. So we want you to use this for the best effect every day. You could use it now and then, obviously, whenever you want. And, that's how we've built the company as well. It's subscription-based online. You can cancel anytime you want. It's not binding in any way. But we've worked a lot with the bioavailability of the product, the body's uptake of all these products together. But then again, with that melatonin, sleeping pills, I played football back in the days. I still do for fun. And a lot of my football player friends, they took sleeping pills, to knock out fast, be fit for fight the next day. But the long-term effects were obviously drastic. It was devastating for the club when the players couldn't, perform as well as they did, because they want that quick fix, play at your best the next day, knock out, etc. So we wanna help people, with the long-term effects.
Yeah. So you got ultra focused, and then you have that's ultra focused. Then you have tranquility, right? Tranquil.
Precisely.
And then is there any?
Yeah. So all of our, precisely, the one you
Yeah.
got in your hand right there, it's Life NAD Plus. We use nicotine riboside as the precursor of NAD. So it boosts your energy levels, B2, B12 as well in there. And it's basically cellular repair. Also very big in the States. It's coming to Sweden as well now, Nordics. It's a very appreciated product. You might feel the
Can I
effects.
open it?
Definitely. These are yours to have as well.
Oh, thank you.
So
Ooh, nice
we got-
packaging.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's one capsule per day on those. Otherwise, it's 60 capsules of the other ones. You take 2 a day.
Smell good. So let me ask you. You got the Life NAD, and in what order would you prefer you take those in?
Yeah, good question. I mean, we've designed and we developed these over 2 years. We've just launched, and you can take all of these products simultaneously all together. Harmonized is our product for women. We're focused on it's data based on women. I don't know if you knew, but a lot of data out there, a lot of research is 99% based on men. That was one of the main things that we were focused on, as well as for Lee Carlson, my co-founder as well, while being in the military. She was taking a lot of products out there also during her free diving sessions. It was basically 15 products for one and the more.
Yeah.
Turn over
So
to Swedish over
let's
there, but yeah.
just have. So we have the ultra focused, which we know about. That's one I just took before we start this podcast. I'm still waiting for those to kick in to get a sense of that.
Yeah.
And then we have Life NAD.
Yeah, so we focused on the 5 different products. Life NAD being cellular repair. It's an energy boost.
Yeah.
Quick run through. You have the focused for natural caffeine extracts for the mental and focus and cognitive focus, sharpness. You have the tranquil for deep sleep, and so you wake up rested. Doing a lot of good surveys on that with the Whoop app. So
What's the Whoop app?
Sorry, yeah. So it's we've tracked a lot of people using the Whoop app. You could also you can also use your Apple iPhone if you do have, or Polar if you've got the Oura Ring. We're now looking at Samsung Galaxy Ring that just launched.
Yeah.
Where you track your sleep basically. You track your recovery. You track your REM sleep.
Yeah.
So we easily fetch data from these applications and products. So we did it with Lee for quite a while, and amazing results. She was hitting maybe 80+% on her deep sleep. After using Tranquil, she hit 99%. She was top in Sweden actually.
Do you need these measurements, are they through like the smartwatch?
Precisely.
See, that's the problem. I've heard this, like I don't know if it's true, but apparently if you have tattoos, the smartwatch doesn't connect somehow. Can you Google that? See, smartwatch with tattoo, because I know a friend of mine. He said it. So if you're gonna measure your pulse or anything like that, it actually fucks with the watch a lot for some reason. I don't know exactly how that works, but apparently it has something to do with tattoos.
Look, you I don't see you don't have any tattoos on your fingers, so you can use the Oura Ring or the Samsung Galaxy Ring.
Oh, they have a ring as well.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. No,
So
I'm never gonna tattoo my fingers. So.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I might get you one of those Samsung Galaxy rings. Good friends of ours are working with the product in
Can you
Stockholm.
connect it with the iPhone?
Exactly. So that's the idea. We're going to have a meeting shortly to discuss how it works. So I'm not 100% sure of how the actual Galaxy ring works, but the Oura ring, etc., should be good for you.
But have you started an app for BKM?
That's the idea. That's the idea. We're going to do that too. So, we are not a supplement brand. We are a wellness company. We're a health brand. So, it's not only about the supplements you take, it's about setting those standards, setting the routines in your daily life. Like you said, minimize that coffee intake during the day, get that practice in, get that breathing session in if you might will. And then, before going to bed, minimize the blue light, get the quality of air, the lighting, right? So it's about setting these routines, and we have a lot of events ongoing that we try to tell our community about this.
I've seen that. I've seen you go into. You look so professional when you stand there with
thank you,
with
buddy.
that little thing and with the suit. I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen that. You got that is really really good to get the word out and to make because I feel that if you think about it, there's not a lot of people that do take supplements, and especially when when the virus hit us, like 2019, everybody was so into like, yeah, you should take the vaccine, you should do that. Like nobody was promoting, like Joe Rogan spoke about this, and he's like, why aren't nobody's promoting like work out, go for a run, take some air, take your supplements, take your vitamins. Like nobody spoke about that. All they spoke about was wearing a mask and taking a vaccine that God knows if it works or not, you know, and which was pretty weird. Like, 'cause that was the only thing they were actually promoting. And and I felt like I didn't take the vaccine, obviously. Not because like I was anything against it for some, I was just like, my brain and my body just said, don't do it.
Yeah, I had to travel. I was working at Turkish Airlines back at the time, so
Yeah.
you had to take those 2 vaccines, the double.
Yeah, I know. For some people, like obviously you like to travel a lot, you have to. So that's a complete different story. Me personally, I'm just at home, I'm at the gym, and I'm at the shop. So like I didn't have, I didn't need to. I mean, I just didn't feel like taking it, and I knew that it would probably be over in 2 years, and I don't know. I just didn't do it, but I don't know. I've been working out my whole life.
I see that, man. You're doing well, doing real good.
I've done better.
You're in shape. You're in shape, buddy.
Better. Well, I mean, it's like. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
But
Sorry, my bad. No.
It was so when I started tattooing, somebody told me, so you're gonna be another tattoo artist. Actually, he's been in the game for like 20 years, and I was only in the game for like 2 years. He told me, whatever you do in your career, never stop working out, because you sit down for some long hours, and that's gonna take a toll on your body, especially your spine, your neck, and all that. Make sure you get your stretches. Make sure you exercise and move, because a lot of tattoo artists I see today, they're either overweight or they don't work out, and a lot of those I started tattooing with are complaining about their backs and their lower backs and their necks, and I'm just so happy that I never stopped working out, because thank God now I don't have any issues with my back. Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood.
So I don't feel any of that, and I've always been taking my supplements.
And also, I mean, I think you get your dietary, so you eat right, you know. Your
I do,
diet.
yeah, I do.
It's
Not today, but yeah, I do.
You know, you can't win every day, you know,
No,
but
you
it's I also have that motto, 80-20%, you know.
Yeah.
80% of the week, you do good, you eat well, get that good nutrition in. And then you got to have that indulgence. It's a part of life. I mean, the balanced lifestyle.
Yeah.
Where if it's a Friday, Saturday, now it's a Sunday, if you get that hamburger in, it's no worries, you know. It's you got to have that balanced lifestyle and get the right nourishment and nutrition in for you.
Yeah.
So
It's that too. Like when you eat healthy for so long, that burger tastes way better when you actually eat it.
100%. Have you tried fasting, by the way?
I did. I did the. I don't know if it's called in English. Is it called periodic fasting?
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried that. Worked out really well. Jesus Christ! It's like my body gets sucked in so quick, and you lose. So when I was cutting, I did that when I was cutting. It helped me, and I felt in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty hard in the beginning. I just had to constantly drink a lot of water to not be hungry.
Yeah,
but it was difficult. But I could feel I got way more energy from it.
Right,
and my body felt better. My brain felt better, and
that's what happens in the body. You know, the cells that need repairing, they repair.
Yeah.
I was like you earlier stages. I was, first thing I did, I went into the fridge when I woke up early in the morning. Then I tried intermittent fasting, hit that 16-hour mark. And then now I go up to 20, 24 hours during the day, easy. Weekends, obviously, back to indulgence. Once again, the healthy, balanced lifestyle. But that said, obviously, women should not also, their routines and hormones shouldn't, their hormonal balance is different than ours. So for them, it's optimal to fast other times during the day, not as long hours as we do. So our bodies work differently. So for us, we can go for a longer fast, whereas they need to end their fast earlier and start eating earlier on during the day. But yeah, it's amazing what fasting does for you, and
we spoke about this on the phone too. You when I mentioned the fasting, and you said like women, they have to fast in a different way. I had no idea. So I had no idea about that. I thought like everybody could do it. So what's the difference actually? What's the difference between?
Thanks for asking. I mean, I'm still learning, but I mean, what Lee Carlson, my partner, does. I think she goes for a partial 16-hour fast, 14 to 16 hours. But what women should do then is about, start their first meal of the day around 11, 12-ish, if you want to hit that intermittent fasting, and then have an earlier dinner. For us men, it's the same. We should, try to eat that dinner earlier on, not have a heavy meal 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. But also, try to go to bed earlier, hit the routine, similar hours during the week, but maybe that they, stop eating around 6, have their dinner there. So then you're going to hit a good hour of fasting. It's intermittent fasting.
Oh, okay. So wait, so like 6 p.m.?
Precisely.
Oh, okay. So that's really early. Wow. Okay. So,
but then again, if you go to bed at 9, 10, you should be able to make it. But say you start your dinner at 6, you end at 7, you're all right.
So maybe I didn't fast periodically. So okay, I started eating 3 p.m. And then I ate at 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and the last meal I ate at 9 p.m.
But that's
and
good
then
too.
I didn't eat until 3 the day after, 3 p.m. the day after. Is that considered periodic fasting?
That works too.
I mean, I hope it did because I was starving.
Yeah, I mean, and your body gets used to it. And, the main reason why I fast is to build up my immune system. I get that clarity. I get that focus during the day. I don't feel heavy. Nowadays when I go for a lunch meeting, which I rarely do if it's not, not important enough, but what I do these days, I try to ask my lunch meetings to come have a workout session with me instead. Because once I eat lunch now, I get a dip. I get tired, which I never ever do otherwise. I don't get sick as easily. My immune system is very strong, higher focus level. I sleep better. So it's about getting that body, used to the routines. So yeah. And so the biohacking lifestyle works out.
Yeah, I was in Kansas and I was doing I met some friends there and I asked them for like a breakfast place. And they're like, yeah, go to Sonic's. Are you familiar with Sonic's? It's like a fast food.
I heard of
breakfast, according to them. But when I got there, it's like a burrito with like 1,300 calories. I was like, Jesus. I was like, do you guys eat this for breakfast? They're like, yeah.
Wow.
I was like, if I ate that, I would crash like after 2 hours.
Wow.
And that's what like they usually eat in the morning, which is crazy. Like how much calories, how much fat and all that they eat in the morning. And I don't even know how they function on eating that much calories in the morning. I like to keep like really light in the morning. I usually start with like egg whites and broccolis and some avocados and maybe some dark brown bread.
You got me hungry, man.
Yeah.
I haven't really eaten this today. I was still fasting, but it's also, I like the fact that you mentioned that, it's supplements is in addition to your daily, nutrition. So you shouldn't stop eating the stuff you do. This is in addition to support your balanced daily, intake.
Do you recommend? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you recommend eating these after you eat your breakfast, or?
Yeah. So focused. You should take either during the morning or lunchtime. Afternoon's fine. You're gonna be staying up late, so it's all good. But recommended that you usually take them earlier on during the day. Tranquil, 2 tablets and half an hour before you go to bed. So the effects may kick in according to your body, the body and intake. So 2 tablets, half an hour before you go to bed for the Tranquil. Or Glow Plus is a collagen product. Quite high levels of collagen per capsule. You can increase your intake with powder and liquid format at a higher level, but we've added hyaluron can't find the sweet English word for it, but
Hyaluronic acid.
Thank you very much. And turmeric, etc. So we've topped up the products so to get that extra glow on your skin. Good for your nails, good for your hair, good for your ligaments as well. A lot of my football friends, soccer players, take it
Yeah.
daily. So it's good for those ligaments and etc. So
Does it strengthen them or?
it strengthens them, and so it's a beauty product not only for women, it's for men as well. Many people ask, and so it's a good combo. Harmonized, you take two per day as well.
So what's harmonized?
So harmonized is it's a product that we brought forth based on data that we've taken from women. Like I mentioned earlier on, 99% of data is based on men. Supplements based on men's data. This is the 1% based on women's data.
Yeah.
So what harmonized, basically during your menstrual cycle, you lose lean body mass. So we've added a lot of rich amino acids into it that keeps that balance throughout your period. So it's also packed with other nutrients that are very beneficial for women. And we also have ashwagandha in it. So that is a calming, anti-stress, cortisol balance. So it's a very beautiful product actually. And, men might as well take it because it's so good for you, but it's for women.
But can I take it?
You can.
Okay, I'm not gonna become more feminine, right?
You will not. You will not. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about ashwagandha, so I heard a lot of different things about that. I tried it too. Yeah. Some people said that they get like a little bit emotionless in some sense. I didn't feel it personally at all.
Yeah.
I felt more centrated. My brain kind of.
Yeah.
More that I was focus is the wrong word for it. I gathered. I felt more gathered. That's something I did feel with ashwagandha. But some people have their opinions about it. I don't know if you've seen YouTube, but I actually don't know where it comes from or what it actually does. Somebody just recommended for me to try it, and that was pretty much it. But you probably know more than me.
We use the roots. So we have ashwagandha both in our tranquil and harmonized. So definitely try them out and see. Tell me what you think of it.
Yeah.
So it has a calming effect, and
Can you show me what the root looks like? I just want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Is it an East Indian thing?
It's the root is actually primarily found in Asia. The regions, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check them out. But back to what we're using in
ashwagandha.
Yeah. We're focused on high-level ingredients as well. Working with supplements. You could, there you go.
There you go. Oh, it looks like a stick.
Yeah, it's the stem. It's the root that we use. Okay. And while working with top-level athletes that we do, ambassadors whether it be in tennis, golf, football, paddle, etc., freediving, we focus on the highest level of ingredients to get the optimal effect and optimal quality. So, yeah.
See, this is what I actually believe in more. Like the natural ingredients and whatever grows on our planet is obviously made for us, so we can use it to. It's a remedy for whatever we need in life. I don't believe in chemicals as much, or actually, I don't believe in it at all. I believe it's a temporary solution for a problem, but I think you just like slip it underneath the carpet and you don't actually deal with it. I think whatever we have and all the ingredients that we have, like naturally that grows on Earth, are actually the remedy we need for problems or everything to feel better.
Definitely.
And it's not as highlighted as it's supposed to be. Like, if you ask my opinion when it comes to that. So I think, me personally, we need to highlight more natural ingredients more, and we need to make people eat their supplements more, especially when it comes to things like this, because it could be huge, like really beneficial.
We got to get you as an ambassador to become, brother. It's you're preaching now.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, I believe strongly in the Mother Earth, so I'm leaning towards that side a little bit more. That's why when it came to like ADHD medicine, and they try to enforce these, like, oh, if your kid has ADHD, well, just prescribe him some fucking pills and hope for the best. But I've seen what these pills actually do to people. I mean, it might work for some people. I'm not saying it doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, have we tried other options?
Yeah.
Why is it like if your kid has a has a hard time focusing. Why is it that? Oh, the pills will make him focus more or make him better. Like I don't believe in that. Maybe if your kid has a hard time focusing, maybe he shouldn't do whatever he's doing. Maybe he should try something else. And I'm speaking out of experience. When I went to school, I didn't hate school. I loved being in school, but I just hate being on the classes. I couldn't do it. And what I did notice was my focus was different when it came to like sketching or painting or like dealing with something with a lot of details. Wow. So I was a furniture builder. Yeah. I started as a furniture builder.
Cool.
And I loved creating that thing. So when it was something that had my focus and when I thought it was fun, I was super focused without any medicine. So I just figured out like, well, obviously creating stuff and painting and everything that comes with that is my thing. And that is my remedy. But then obviously you can't control your thoughts in your head or your like personal problems on the side because we all got them. And that's when you need some, my voice is fucked. Sorry.
No good.
And that's when you actually need something like this, but definitely not chemicals.
No, precisely. I mean, that's why it's going to be really interesting to see you, do your tattooing with that focus, ultra focused. So I think it's going to help you out a lot.
I'll definitely give you feedback.
Cognitive, adding that cognitive function to your,
Yeah, I will definitely give you the best feedback.
Yeah, I must say you've done an amazing job with your the scenery here. It's where do all these paintings come from?
This is from the Vatican, and that one is a picture of Rome. I don't know the painter, but I did a lot of things to it myself. I photoshopped it and changed a lot of things to make it fit the wall and all that. So I did a lot of things there. Yeah, actually, I was really fortunate because when I started this podcast, I really didn't know what I got myself into. And I know I spoke about this in a recent podcast about like how I got started. I really did just jump into it without knowing anything. I just found it really interesting talking to people, and I found it really interesting of what they were doing and what was going on in their life. That's what I realized when I was traveling a lot too. I was like, for one point, I was traveling to different countries and tattooed in different countries just to, and it opened up my eyes to different kinds of people, different kinds of religions, and how people, like just the mentality in general that is so different, and it just made me into a different person. So when I came back here, I just felt a little bit different from other people that haven't traveled a lot. And I always said that whatever you do in life, please travel as much as you can because you're gonna learn so much from that.
Yeah,
you're gonna become a more humble person.
It's well put. I mean, that's it's key. No, it's traveling, opening that wide perspective into life, and getting a broader perspective, a mindset, culture, language, etc. And I can really relate. It's
I know you can because you work at Turkish Airlines.
Yeah, but prior to Turkish Airlines as well, I've been very fortunate. Grew up in Africa. I was born in Stockholm. Was living in Turkey, Tanzania, Morocco. It's a lot of different cultures there. You got the African cultures. You got the Arabic, the French, and then moved back to Stockholm when I was 16. Went into headed out back to Istanbul after uni. Played some professional football in Kasımpaşa Division 1. Also it's like you say, traveling, getting that wide mindset of cultures, so beneficial for you.
Oh yeah, it's so important too, because like whenever you meet somebody that's not from your country, you can relate to so much more with that person, and it gets you. I don't know, just like mentally, it just gets you somewhere else. And I know too that you do speak a lot of languages. I know, I read that. And I heard that in your podcast with who was it with?
Taima's Lounge Pod a few years back.
Yeah. Damn, yeah. And in that podcast, you said you were 33 years old. So when you came here, I was like, oh, he's the same age as me. And then you're like, no, I'm 39. I was like, oh, it was a long time ago.
It's the supplements, my brother.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you eat this, you will also look like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, you're definitely the face for it. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. We try, but it's that healthy lifestyle, and you got to stay humble. It's a long life to live. It's
It's actually pretty interesting how I met you the first time. I was at Cafe Opera in Stockholm, and we were sitting in the tent outside. We weren't on the inside, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy sitting with like 19 chicks?" And I was like, "This was like how many? It was like more than probably 10 years ago."
Yeah, it was
more.
It was way back. Yeah,
Yeah.
10, 15 years.
And I was, and I just had to, I was like, start talking to you, but you didn't actually say who you were. You were just like super nice, and I was like, I got to get your Instagram. Yeah. And then we've just been following each other since then.
Likewise, man. Good energy the first time I met you. And those girls are probably colleagues, so I don't know what you're talking about. But 100% good vibes. That's what we're all about.
Oh, we didn't mean it like that. I just
no, all good, all good.
But they seemed like friends, because some of them were my friends too.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were like, we had a lot of friends in common. And I know you, you know my best friend, Samir Badran.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I talked to him this morning that you were actually coming.
Nice.
And he's like, tell him what's up for me. He told me he doesn't know you personally that good, but I think he met you a few times.
We have a lot of mutual friends.
Yeah. I told him that too.
His buddy Victor Friss is a good friend, and then when we meet, he's there, etc. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Stockholm's
I know you know
city.
Victor.
Yeah, so I mean, Stockholm's a small city, and when good people connect, you connect to good people, etc. So
I lived there when I lived there for a year.
Exactly.
I kind of miss it, but at the same time, I don't. For like network wise, it was really, really good. You meet a lot of good people, and especially if you're like starting up a business or whatever, like you get good connections.
Right.
It was just that I had such a hard time focusing on my art.
Yeah.
When I lived there, so that's why I had to move to a place where I didn't know a lot of people, so I could just focus on my thing.
This is amazing. You did well.
Yeah.
So congrats
and
big
that,
ups to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And that goes back to actually me wanting to start this, because I know that I met so many people from my like when I traveled a lot, and people told me so many interesting stories, and I just every time they did that, I just feel like I was like, it's such a shame I didn't got this on tape.
Yeah, right.
No, I know that everybody obviously can't talk about everything when we do this. I hope they do when we get here, and but I just found that like there was so many interesting topics we went through about people working in like different agencies in the United States, and people that worked for like FBI, and I met all kinds of people.
How long you were in the States for? You were there for on.
I was there back and forth like maybe 4 to 6 years.
Cool.
And met a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And it was just I just really find the States really interesting.
Definitely, it's a massive market for us too. We're already getting orders from the States. That's why it's so fun with products like this working online. I mean, massive market, and market. I see that little duck over there as well.
Yeah, this is Donald Duck.
Truck.
Yeah,
Donald Duck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my best
Crazy
friend
scene.
from Amsterdam. They have like have you been to Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Have you seen those
My cousins are half Dutch actually. So
okay. Have you seen those duck stores?
Yes.
Okay, then you know.
Yes.
So last time I was there, they didn't have Donald Trump duck, and I did manage to find one that was last one left, and I accidentally left it on the airport somewhere.
Too funny.
And then she came here from Amsterdam, and she brought one with me. So thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you when it came to talking about America, supplements is a huge thing over there.
Massive,
I know it because I know a lot of models that work there, and I noticed whenever you go to even Canada too, it's a huge market. So I think like getting those kind of clients from America and Canada, it's a huge win, especially when it comes to this, because especially there they want to be healthy.
Yeah. We one of our may I say advisors that works closely with Lee Carlson, Simon Sinek, is actually. We're talking to him daily as his take on the market over there. We got our friends in LA as well, New York and Texas. They're looking into the brand in itself, but that's stage 2 for us right now. We're focusing on the Nordic market, and then we're going to be reaching out to the Dutch, UK, European market, and we're already getting interest from Dubai as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see where this takes us. But 100% US is, it's the main goal. That's where you have the numbers and the know-how and the interest on these topics. And natural ingredients is vast over there. So yeah, we'll see.
I think, I mean, I'm going to promote the living shit out of this.
Thank you, bro.
Especially when it
Appreciate
comes to like, I will try everything.
Yeah, it's funny you say it. Like there was a model friend that made the front cover Elle magazine recently, and she reached out. She was like, "Hey guys, well done around the packaging. It's a nice design, nice can you got. They're also stackable. If you might have not noticed, you can stack them up if you open them up, and it's these small details,
See, now I turn to now I'm like a kid. Immediately, I want to stack things.
So there you go. And then you put that on
so
top
you made
of the other
Lego
one.
out of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So I mean, getting that feedback, where she was like, "Oh, my friends in LA would love it," and it's nice and warming when you've put a lot of hours and days and years. It took us 2 years to be done with the product. All the research and development, both within the ingredients, the design. So we, it's so fun to hear the positive feedback. And
I can't wait to try everything. Yeah, I really want to try it. So it's a glow. I see in Harmonized, you guys added glutamine peptider. Is that the same thing as the glutamine, as the regular glutamine?
Yeah, the peptide's more effective.
Oh, okay. So when I work out, I do use glutamine.
Cool.
And now I'm gonna sound really stupid. I've like probably YouTubed that like 400 times, and I still don't know what it does. But I was like, well, it's actually good for you. It like grows your muscles, or like.
Yeah, it helps. Huh? Yeah, I don't want to be the scientist or the chemist here. Apropos chemist, we are also working with one of the best chemists and consultants while bringing these products forth. We've also been the guinea pigs prior to starting this brand.
Yeah,
we took forth a bunch of these products. We tried them, separately before even getting the mix of them all. So we were at a fair in Stockholm now. It's ongoing this weekend, Altom Hälsa, Älvsjömässan.
Yeah,
where we met with the chemist and getting great reviews on the peptides version for the glow.
Yeah. So. I will definitely try these too. I want to change topic. I want to go something deeper.
Let's.
So I want to go into. So I tried when I was in Canada. I did try some psilocybin mushroom. I know you told me earlier that you don't have any experience when it comes to psychedelic mushrooms. I know. I have a lot of friends that do take them, and what do you call it? Like small dosages.
Yeah, microdoses.
Microdosing. There we go. They microdose it, and it helped them a lot with like trauma and all kinds of things. Especially like the creativity has gone up. I did try to microdose a few mushrooms when I was in Canada. And
how did that go?
How long ago?
How did that go?
Well, it did. You definitely feel more energized, and you get more inspired. You don't. I didn't feel a huge kick, anything like that. I just felt like over the days, I just became more aware of things in my surrounding, and more. It's so hard to explain the feeling.
I mean, many people do it. I mean, it's not so abnormal these days. I think
it's not. But you know how Sweden is with things like this, so demonized, whatever it is, that it's like psychoactive. But for some reason, they can drink their heads off for no reason. But when it comes to like, I just found it interesting using it for the right purpose. See, like whatever you do, whatever you take, doesn't matter. Like in my opinion, if you use it for the right purpose, I don't think that should be a problem.
No, you need to find your purpose in life, 100%.
Right. And I'm an artist, and like all the artists from all the back, like take Vincent van Gogh. Like what did he do? He drank absinthe, and he went completely psycho on that. But that's a different story. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, for the right purpose, you can use the right stuff. And two, like when it came to psilocybin and shrooms, that was psychoactive in that, like, I wasn't what do you call it? When you see stuff.
Yeah, hallucinating.
I wasn't hallucinating. I just saw patterns when I was closing my eyes, and it helped me like with photoshopping helped me be more centered in myself. It was a huge help.
I guess it helps you with your creativity as well, no?
It does, but also what I noticed was, so let's say you and me are talking. I could feel your energy levels when you were talking to me. And that was massively, like I said, really spiritual in a way that I would never normally feel if I wasn't taking those shrooms. And I feel that, I mean, the Vikings, they did take a lot of shrooms to get to the other worlds. And no, I don't know what kind of shrooms they took. I think Tibby could probably look that up. Tibby, go look up what kind of shrooms the Vikings took, like what hallucinogenic shrooms they took. I mean, we do got some, what do you call those?
Even in Sweden, we have a bunch of
like those wild shrooms.
Swamp, it's. I mean,
oh, can you but that one that was the red one with the white dots on top.
Sorry, it's not this. It's not the same, obviously. Yeah.
No, I think that, but I don't know. But is that poisonous?
Talking about shrooms, you made me remember. You've got one called Mörkler in Sweden. It's a dark one, and little antidote a nice memory of my grandmother. Actually, she was a legend picking mushrooms, and she used to teach us a lot about also the woods and what's out there and what mushrooms are good for you, etc. And we were out with a family one time up in the north. We're from my grandfather's from Mora, and so we were out heading to our summer place and checking out for these mushrooms. She was like, "Stop the car." She pointed out like 100 meters down into the woods. It's pretty dense wood. She saw a large rock. And she's like, "Tolga, under those rocks, go check if you find these Mörkler." And the car is driving at a 50, 60 kilometers per hour. And instantly she makes us stop the car. And so I head out. I walk over towards the rock over there. And funny enough, check under the rock, massive, bunch of Mörkler. She was a legend. She just knew where these mushrooms grew. So, she's not experienced. She's not alive. She's not alive today, but I mean, we should have had her here, and she would help you out with all those mushrooms today, I guess. But also lived life long, strong mentality, healthy lifestyle.
Yeah,
a lot of my mottos come from her as well. Balancing life throughout the whole life you're living. So,
but it's like how so the Mörkler shroom.
Yeah,
is that a shroom or a truffle?
It's a mushroom.
It's a mushroom.
It doesn't grow under the ground. It grows. It's 5 to 10 centimeter high, brown, darker format. And what you do have to do is you need to dry the mushroom, and after picking it, after rinsing, obviously, once dried, the right dosage makes a very good dish in different meals.
Yeah,
but I think
so it's not hallucinogenic.
But if you overdose, it isn't hallucinogenic, I've heard. This is what my grandmother told me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you find anything on the Amanita muscaria or a fly agaric? Oh, okay. Fly agaric mushroom. That is probably the
flugsvamp, I think. That's it.
Yeah.
That's where they all got their madness from. And
there we go. There it is. It looks so delicious, doesn't it? I know it's not good for you. Like, okay, kids and whoever's listening, don't eat this mushroom. Don't.
Yeah.
But it can. What happens if you just like boil it for a while? Can you eat it then? No, not even then.
I don't wanna.
Should we try? I mean,
dude, you have better experience than me. You go first. You go first. I'll go second. We'll see.
Yeah. Next episode, Andreas has to show up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, it's pretty amazing stuff out there, and what you could do with natural ingredients. So, yeah.
So can you? I want to see the other shroom, Mörkler.
Mörkler, yeah. Let's check it out. Mörkler. Let's find the English name for it as well. There you go. That's it.
Oh, that looks interesting. Looks like a dinosaur fossil.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so weird. Mörkler. Yeah. Okay, so you can you eat it with food, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you have like also the, but see this is the thing. So when I did take these hallucinogenics, obviously I didn't trip balls. I just realized that I was seeing patterns everywhere. But the most interesting part about it wasn't the visuals. It was how you were thinking. And that's what I really, really liked about it. I did it once, and it felt like I got something out of it that I took with me till this day. Okay. And that was this thing. Whatever problems you have in your life, and whatever argues you have with some people you don't like, or whatever conflicts you got in, I just got a feeling that it actually doesn't mean anything. It's so small. I felt like I was really small on this earth. Not in a bad way, more like the universe is so much bigger for you to give a shit about these small issues in your life.
100%. Funny enough, I was having a chat with a buddy of mine that was visiting from Texas. He left early this morning. He was saying the same thing, and I go by the same motto. Negative energy, out the door, man, out of the window, in through one ear, out the next. Life is too short to handle, to just listen to these people with the negative energy,
Yeah. See, like if I wasn't experienced and taking mushrooms, and if you told me this, I would be like, yeah, you're right, but I don't get the feeling of it. You know what I mean? Obviously that is a smart thing, like, to think like that. But when I took those shrooms, it was like you can feel it. Like it's like the universe, it was trying to tell me something. And it's weird because it feels like your brain is another dimension, but your body's still here. But it is trying to tell you something. And it was like you got enlightened. It was like, what am I doing? Yeah. Why am I arguing with these people? Yeah. Why am I like starting shit over nothing? Why am I doing all these things? I can make my life so much easier. I mean, there's a bigger goal at the end of the day, and the universe is way bigger. And that's just those thoughts that came into my head. I couldn't really describe them. It's so hard to describe it. But you just like got a feeling of there's so much more for you to come. Like you're going to go somewhere else after you die, obviously, in my opinion. I know some people wouldn't agree, but I just feel that it gave me that feeling that don't worry about small stuff because there's bigger things coming for you.
That's good. That's a great mindset. I mean,
yeah. And it did help me.
100%.
Somewhere or another, it just did help me. So it got me to a point where if somebody was arguing with me or wanted to start shit or like trigger me in some way, I just didn't stop caring about it.
Man, you are composed. I mean, greeting me when we met, I mean, you're solid, you're composed, you're happy. I see the difference in you as well. I mean, so I think what you've been through has helped you.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's respect, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And I did, like everybody obviously goes through some rough paths, and I did that too. But some people might look at it and look at it like it's negative, but I see it the opposite way because I was like, I'm just happy I went through it in an early age so I can learn from it and, just take my life from there and go and so forth.
But that's the main thing, learning from these things. Everybody aren't so fortunate to learn. They, stay in the same position or they don't excel, they don't learn. Yeah. We learn things every day, so it's that's the way forward.
So, speaking of your the picture I saw of you when you were like having those microphones, you were talking in front of huge amounts of people. What do you guys talk about when you go on these events?
Yeah, so what we want to do is main part of our ideas is creating a community out there. So it's about last session we had, it was a breathwork session with Lee. The one before, we invited Sarah Ann Macklin from the UK. She has one of the largest nutritional podcasts, health podcasts in the UK, where we talked about general health. So it's not specifically focused on our products per se, but it's the lifestyle that we want to portray. All my co-founders very well into biohacking. We do cold baths, cold showers during the wintertime, summertime, every day basically. We hit the sauna after the gym. We work out. We eat healthy. Try to get that mental stability throughout, healthy relationships.
Can I just ask you, what's biohacking?
So biohacking is actually what you were doing when you were fasting,
Okay. So you're hacking your body. Okay. I get it.
So, I mean, longevity, another form of biohacking with what we're into now. It's it's the lifestyle of a healthy format, and so I mean that's what we're all about. I mean, so that's what these community events are focused on.
Yeah.
Creating that community for people out there. So we're gonna have more of them. We've had our great partner Soho House that has been very generous in hosting us. So we're gonna probably do this in other Soho houses around Europe. So we're creating great interests. Funny enough, they had the most amount of attendees at their breakfast club, which we hosted, which we had. So more of these events where we talk about general health, general wellness, and to think positive and try to be positive, but also biohack your way through life in different formats.
Yeah, so I would love to attend one of these events. Just to hear the full piece about it and how you guys are doing. Like, do you guys ever do them in Gothenburg?
We will. We'll surely do. We'll. This is a great place to host them. Maybe we'll have one here.
You could use my the shop for doing that. Especially out there in the gallery.
It's amazing. You have an amazing spot. So that'd be lovely actually.
But if you want to, like, I have some connects for bigger venues. If you got, and I can get some people on it too. And invite a lot of people, like from my following and things like that. Get a lot of people involved. I would love to do that. I mean, why not?
Would be
I want to promote this, like,
thank you very much.
Healthy things and things that are good for your body and point people in this direction. I would love to do that. Like, I can stand behind this 100% all day.
Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Like, I love when people are doing something that's actually good for human beings and not bad for human beings. Because there's a lot of that out there as well. Definitely,
and I mean, we're transparent in what we do, and we have a great team behind us, and it's more than happy. Thank you.
But I would love to ask you. You spoke about your grandmother, right? She knew a lot about mushrooms. Is that where the idea comes from a little bit?
Well, it's part of it. Now that you say, she taught me a lot about it, and it's we're learning more and more about these mushrooms, and. Partly because of our chemist, the fascinating knowledge he has. He has 20 years of experience as well. So sitting down with him is just, it's just amazing. So, but yeah, my grandmother was one of my main role models. I would sit down every Sunday with her and not come for help, but sit and wine and dine. And, she would have her 5 o'clock glass of red wine on her Sunday evening. And we would conversate and talk about everything. And she had good general knowledge as well. And her state of mind and her way of thinking about general health is exactly the way of life I want to live.
Oh, trust me. If I knew somebody that could spot a mushroom underneath a rock in while you're going 150 kilometers per hour,
that's crazy.
That would be my role model too.
100%.
There it is.
She was amazing, man. Yeah. No,
buddy, can you tell me my snooze? Can you me snooze? Thank you.
100%.
Do you snooze?
No, I don't. I'm not going to say unfortunately not, but I did try smoking when I was 13. I was maybe the first guy in class doing it, but luckily enough, I got sick.
Well, you were the cool kid.
Well, I tried, whatever, but didn't succeed in that. And then I was puking all night long. And luckily enough, don't smoke anymore. As soon as I get the scent of smoke, I'm dead.
I was actually, so how I started using snooze, I was bullied by a guy. He was like a, how do you call them in English? They drive Volvo 240 and they wear the
raggar.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
The old school rockers.
Exactly. Yeah, like the, what do you call them? Like
the hillbillies.
Exactly, the Swedish hillbillies.
Yeah.
He was wearing like the jeans jacket and all that. Mm-hmm. And he was really into Volvo, like so much. Mm-hmm. And I was just fucking with him one day. He's like, "Hey, have you seen the new Volvo that came out?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" "No, I haven't."
Yeah.
Like he would know if it did, Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, apparently it has 5 wheels." And he's like, "No, stop." He's like, "No, it doesn't." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I thought you knew everything about Volvo. You didn't know about the new Volvo that came out." And he has like major ADHD. Okay. He freaked out and threw a chair at me, Wow. We were young as fuck. Yeah. And then the day after he came up to me, he's like nice all of a sudden. And he had like the Göteborg Rapé snus, as we call it. And he's like, "You want to try one?" And I was like, I thought it smelled good when he opened the box, First, I was like a little bit like suspicious. I was like, "Why are you so nice all of a sudden?" Because I was fucking with him yesterday. But keep in mind, this guy was fucking me the whole year.
Wow.
This was the only time I was like giving it back a little bit. I tried one. bro, I turned white and I felt like shit.
Yeah.
I had to go home, and I think I stayed home for like 2 days. I didn't want to go back. And as soon as somebody opened one of those, I immediately wanted to puke.
Let me smell that again,
Sure.
man. I'm far away from these things, man. So strong.
Yeah, that one is strong. I usually do Siberia. That's the strongest one.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got these minor ones, no? These days you chuck them out, you'd barely see them, like minis or whatever.
Oh, the white ones?
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I really like the tobacco.
All right. Yeah.
Something else with tobacco.
I guess. Yeah, but it's a lot of football players in the UK as well.
The
started
Zin.
using these. Yeah.
The Zen, right?
It's like the snooze all over, but
Yeah.
we're heading in there as well. That's our market as well. So we're trying to,
Put in the supplements and the snooze.
well, it was an idea, but no, just
Could work.
alternate the snooze for this as well. So
Yeah, it could definitely work.
yeah. No, but yeah.
So, have you? How many podcasts have you done before?
I've done 2 or 3, and so the last one was Fotbollsmorgon together with David Fjell,
Yeah.
and spoke about football, past history, and minor history of my footballing career in Division 1 in Kasımpaşa, and then it's about he was kind enough to present our products as well, same way you kind of helped us here, but it's highly appreciated for us to get our word out there and the products out there.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. I'll do whatever I can to promote this. Promise.
Thank you.
And I wish I knew more about football, soccer or football, but I just don't. I tried to play when I was younger, but it just never worked out. My ball control, controlling the ball, was so difficult for me, and they never allowed me to play because I really sucked at it.
Can't be good at everything, man. You're good at what you do. I mean, look at the skills and the tattoo artist you've become. So I mean,
but when you grow up, everybody plays soccer.
God, it's
And so I was like, and I was so sad. I went back to my father, and I was like, they won't allow me to play, and they were so mean, and I just could just watch. It just threw me in sometimes if somebody tore their meniscus or something like that. But I got into skateboarding, so that was my thing.
cool.
Yeah, and because skating was cool, and if you were a skater, you got the chicks. So that's how I got into that. Then I got into snowboarding.
Nice. You snowboard still?
I can't. I had this accident when I was in Canada.
So
I fell down. I think I drank too much alcohol. Canadians, they can drink. Yeah. So no, they I don't know what it is, but they buy a Fireball.
Yeah.
Like the whole bottle.
Wow.
And then you have to empty the whole bottle until you get down. So you just sip it all the way.
So you're supposed to roll down? You're supposed to ski down? Or
Well, actually, it helps you loosen up a little bit.
All right.
But not if you drink too much. Then you lose control completely. So I think I just miscalculated the jump.
Yeah.
And I just fell and I tore my upper pec. So it's still torn. It doesn't stick here. It's not attached to my shoulder.
Wow, all right.
This one is attached, you can tell. See that part? Look at this part.
Wow, okay.
So when it flicks, it goes in the middle.
I see.
So I got this huge bleeding down here underneath my bicep. And it was difficult, and my knee got bended. So I think I injured my knee. So now my knee is really fragile. If the slightest turn or anything I do on my toes, it could immediately.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. I think my meniscus is fucked. So I can't
stick to the after ski. Stick to the after ski.
Yeah, I will. But I think I can still manage to snowboard, just to take it easy and not do any jumps or anything like that.
Easy slopes, no off piste.
Yeah. I only did off piste.
Yeah, no, I love skiing, man. I tried snowboarding actually. It's a hell of a day learning it. You're on the slopes constantly, bruised up. But at the end of the day, it's a fun sport. I got kind of the hang of it. Yeah. But I just traditionally go skiing. Love the downhill, and then cross country as well. Newly found sport for me. Being my grandfather being from Mora, the Vasaloppet is massive there. It's originated from Mora. Yeah, funny enough, growing up as well, my siblings, or what would you say, my cousins, my mother's cousins, relatives are Jun and Hallsundsson. They went into the national team. One of the guys, he went out doing massive jumps. We moved to Africa. We were out.
How was Africa?
It was awesome. It was Tanzania is an amazing spot. It's I think some people might have visited for the safari, but we lived there for 4 years, and growing up, it's it was amazing, man.
Yeah.
The nature, the understanding of just the people are just genuinely nice. It's happy for small things, back to what we were talking about, being happy, and then the meaning of life, and then the clean water, being happy for that, or just small gestures, and understanding positivity versus negativity,
Yeah.
and then we do have it really well here in Stockholm and Sweden, Gothenburg, and
Oh yeah, well you can definitely see the contrast.
clean waters, which from any tap, it's amazing. We forget these things, So Tanzania was a wake up call. Growing up, it's going to school there. You had one of your friends, one of your best mates. You go to his house, basically live in semi shanty towns. They didn't have anything, but just happy for the small things, and learning that it strengthens you. And the other guy next to you, and the other classmate, who maybe would be relative for the king. It's the contrast, and growing up in these environments was very interesting. Same in Morocco, and it's obviously it was very interesting and enriching, empowering growing up in these regions. And
Well, so we actually so our shop name for the tattoo for the gallery is Saint's Touch, and we had a vision where we have been talking about, me and my partner, for these couple of years that are coming. We really wanted to head down there and
100%.
build like schools for the kids, and churches and things like that for the kids. That was our vision, to do that.
Beautiful,
but not do it for the reason of YouTube or whatever. Like, we just want to do it as this shop. We want to do things differently. That's why when you came into the shop, it looks different. We have like the marble floor, and it doesn't look like the typical tattoo parlor. And that comes too with our visions for what we want to do to give back to. We spoke about this because I had a friend that was down there that was helping these kids down there and supporting them with water and doing all that, because you mentioned clean water.
yes,
And which is like a huge factor when it comes to health. Like and people they don't, because we have it so easily here, and we don't think how important it is for them down there. And we want to do something like that. So if you have any connections with people we can meet down there.
So important. You have a real kind heart and big heart, and it's something I've been active in for quite a few years now. I initially started supported the project of Upra Foundation actually a few years back. So it's an ongoing contract that where Turkish Airlines were supporting the trip and the foundation, where they would have a gala every year. They would invite some of the most it's people from all over, but very influential people, and have a gala where they would summon the money brought in to build water system, clean water sanitization systems in Eastern Africa. The project started actually with Abbe Ibrahim many years back, where he was at a wedding, and the kids ran up to him. They're like, oh, please give me water, clean water, clean water. So he's like, okay, what am I going to do?
Who was it again? Sorry.
Abbe. He's in the board of Upra.
Oh, okay. Can we Google him?
Yeah. Abbe Ibrahim. A good friend. And
Upra
Foundation. Upra is a well-renowned restaurant, as you know, and
I've been there actually. Do you know Carl Dreyer? Familiar name?
Yes.
He was, I think he was one of the guys, that guy, Carl Dreyer. He was one of the guys that helped him build Upra, I think.
There you go. Yeah. No,
I could be mistaken. Okay, so that guy is...
So they're doing an amazing job, and, I've been trying to support these guys. They have Ulla Hans Rulsling Foundation. They started off with UNICEF. They're working with WaterAid right now.
Okay.
And so all the money brought into the gala, at the gala, is used for building water pumps, clean water systems in the eastern parts of Africa. So it's a beautiful foundation that I've been a part of. Went down a few years, and every year, happily enough and friendly enough, they still invite me to the gala, and I'll be glad to invite you as well over. It's a good
absolutely
good crowd of people, and they know the right people on the ground, where the money goes exactly to the right amount of people, so they actually do the right thing. Because, like you say, it's devastating. People walk kilometers on end to fetch water where the water is not even clean.
Yeah.
And that little, liter of water is used for the whole village, and, for cleaning, for the toilet, it's very sad to see. So being there up close and personal, being at hand on site, is it changes your perspective, and it's a nice thing.
I would love to do it. I would love to. So I had this crazy vision, and I would love to do this. And I just hope a lot of people jump on board of this, because I think this is something I really want to do. Gather a bunch of tattoo artists from all around Sweden, even like I would say like whole Scandinavia. Get the city to rent us out. Maybe provide us with a big venue where every tattoo artist tattoos for free for one day. Gather all that money and donate it to like UNICEF or something like that. Or whatever. What do you call those companies that help?
Non-profit organizations.
Yeah, but because there's some of them that actually take a lot of that money for themselves and for the staff and things like that.
Precisely, there is administration fees. But that's why these companies that we've been working with, or that themselves have been working with, is barely none of that money goes to admin fees. You need some of it, obviously.
Of course, obviously.
Those who say that all money goes to 100% to the cause, it's very difficult. You need some administration, admin costs.
Yeah, people working with it.
You need personnel on the ground in Africa to actually go and fulfill the project.
That is definitely the case. And some people, it has to go around somehow. So my vision is to do this and make people jump on board of this.
Beautiful.
And donate that to. We did a similar thing when we did this for the Palestinian children and women and everybody that got hurt from the war.
Wow.
And wasn't anything political, anything like that, and just donating the money for people in need.
So nice.
And we made sure it came to the right people. And it was actually a tattoo artist here from Gothenburg. Her name is Nancy. Shout out to Nancy Fancy. She actually took the matter in her own hands and invited a lot of tattoo artists to make this happen. And they ended up sending a lot of money to children in need and made sure the money came into the right hands, obviously. But I want to do this on a bigger scale where we can do something, a collaboration with...
That'd be lovely.
I would be down.
Because we're close to water, Lee being one of our free divers and the front figure of Become. We're all about water, clean water, assisting. There's needs water around the world. 100%. That'd be a lovely cooperation.
I would love to do that. And I think my partner would love that too. And it's, can you call it God's work? Doing God's work?
Any similar work, 100%.
Yeah. Are you religious?
Father being from Turkey, mother being from Sweden, I didn't grow up in a religious household. So also growing up in Africa, I primarily respect human beings and the mindset. So for me, it's about being positive, being a good person. And that's my primary focus. And if you're imposing religion, I generally dislike that. If you're a believer of religion, I highly respect it. So am I religious? No, I am not. I truly respect it. And, but yeah, for me, it's about, it doesn't matter if you're cleaning the streets of Gothenburg here or wherever. If you're the cleaning lady of a certain spot, or if you're the president of the United States, now, maybe wrong put, but you understand what I mean.
I know what you mean.
For me, it doesn't matter which status you have or how much money you have. It's about the heart, the mindset you are in. That's
so interesting, because when I grew up, I went to church school, and never ever, I had the best experience. I'm not gonna lie, I had the best experience. The priest was so helpful. They learned us about etiquette and also like how to treat people, but never ever, when people hear religion, they get a little bit afraid of whatever they're thinking about when it comes to religion. Me personally, and all the people I went with that I know, only had a good experience. I was taught, treat people with respect. Don't be jealous of what your neighbor has, and those common things that I got from that was like super beneficial for me when I grew up.
100%.
And respect your neighbor. Don't fuck your neighbor's wife, and and things things like that.
Common things like that.
Yeah, like don't get jealous of whatever your neighbor's having. They always say neighbor because somebody's next to you.
That's something we're not good at in Sweden. We're not appreciative. We're not thankful for other people's success.
Yeah.
we want to dig in there and see something's up here. This is not good, etc. Be happy for the other person. Be happy for the other counterpart. I mean, just smile. Be happy for them.
Exactly, and that's what I took with me when it came to that. I got a lot of the good things. Now, I don't go around preach religion. If somebody comes up to me, I'm not religious, like, all right, okay. I mean, I have my faith, and I believe in God, and I believe in that, and I will always respect the other one. That's the thing about me. I always respect somebody else's opinion, even though I might not agree with it. I will still respect it because there's still a person down under that is a good person. Okay. So when it comes to religion, I don't really care. I mean, I have my belief, and I don't impose it on anybody.
Well, that's lovely. That's why we get along so well.
Yeah.
And I'm very much for energies. That's how we and I connected.
Hell yeah.
We had, it's interesting like that. And even I was at a dinner the other day. Two friends of mine, brothers. They grew up in a religious household. Some of my closest friends, and they are very religious themselves. And I see what religion has given them. And and if you just take the good parts of it and don't impose, and have that mindset of take the good parts from it.
It's just like it's a small portion of people that use it's a small portion of people that use religion for bad things, and that's the issue. And the problem is that's what gets highlighted, and when that gets highlighted, people get afraid.
Yes.
And that's the problem with the media and the world right now. They only want to highlight the bad things. It's rarely occasions you see something good on the media or promoting something positive. It's always something bad. It's always something like, it's never a solution. It's only he said that and he's planning to do this. Not actual things that actually happen often. I mean, nowadays it's like 90% misleading information.
Yeah.
And people just read the headlines and then they get past it. They don't even bother to do their own research. And I have a huge problem with that.
You also have that algorithms, you go on, say you get that feed of information on your iPad, your iPhone, you tap that link, you like that comment, you like that, post, you're going to be fed that information continuously. And then you have a very
echo chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's,
and that's how it is. And it's like whatever. It counts out how long you watched that reel or the short, and it notices like how many times you watched it. So it knows the algorithm. It's like an AI kind of. It actually learns your patterns. Yeah. So it only shows you that. And even if you're watching like war or if you're interested in politics, it will show you more aggressive side of that to get you more triggered and watch more of that. So now with the, I think. Donald Trump came out and now he got elected. He came out with he wants to ban shadow banning, and if you do get shadow banned, and which like I don't agree with everything he says, but I do agree with some policies he has. Like every other politician, like everybody says something that is good. It's really good to not get married to one opinion and one guy in total. Yeah. Like everybody has different opinions, and every politician has something good to say, and it's really good to take that in consideration. That you might like the person, but he's the leader now of the free world, and he does say some accurate things, especially when it comes to the social media thing, where some people get silenced. Especially when it comes to I knew Joe Rogan talked about this doctor that was he was speaking about like different kinds of a carnivore diet and things like that. And he posted, I think it was a lion that was eating a deer. This was on Twitter when it was Twitter before X. And he got deplatformed. Like they silenced him, took it down because apparently a lion eating a deer was it's a bit graphic scene. Yeah, and it was teasing vegans. But it's like, this is an actual doctor, and he's speaking like about the beneficial things about eating meat and why. I mean, that's his opinion and that's his research, but he got silenced. And the issue I have with that is the same thing with the media. Like, if they don't like anything you don't say, they're gonna shadow ban you, and you don't even know it. You just see that your views going down, and you have no idea why. And I think, like, removing that and at least giving people the reason, like, this is the reason why we shadow ban you, and that was something he is going to put in now for 2025,
Okay, yeah.
which is really good for content creators and people that create supplements, people that have actual research behind whatever they're putting out, which in my opinion is really, really good, because then you can listen to both sides, get to both sides of the story. Even if you like one or the other, you still can make your own opinion.
Obviously, yeah.
And that's really opinion. That's my opinion too. Like, it's really good to make up your own opinion on certain things, but it's really important to hear both sides.
100%. Very important.
Right?
100%.
And yeah, that's how I really feel.
Yeah, it's they haven't had it easily down there in the States. I mean, up there in the States, it's both sides it's been like you said, they've been fed, what they should hear and believe, and
yeah, and for these couple of years, it's only been leaning to one side, and it's so obvious too. It's the media is pretty out there. It's like, not to go into too specific, but it's leaning to one side, and we all know what side that is. It is so obvious.
Obviously, yes.
And it's really bad, because if somebody does come up with something, there's like a doctor or a researcher or an actual like physicist, whatever it is, like, you can't silence those people just because you don't like their opinion or their research. It's really dangerous. Like, let's say somebody wouldn't like your supplements, and just because they didn't like them or they don't believe in them, and they have that role in that platform where they can actually silence you, they will do that. It's really bad for everybody.
100%.
And I don't agree with that at all. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. No, it's been nice. It's been a nice chat. And the gas, I thought of it when you were saying, would you believe the Democrats would have won? Because I was posed the other question the other day, if Harris wasn't a black woman.
See, I think that most of the I study American politics a lot. And what I've noticed is I think that most of the African Americans, from what I've seen and from word from different podcasts, different like the echo chamber we're talking about. Yeah. I think that not all of them, but most of the African Americans, they're tired of being labeled as victims. And I think that's, people don't actually hear what people actually think about different things. So
sorry to interrupt.
No,
maybe like it was maybe an abrupt question. It came from my African American friend of mine. He said he didn't believe that America was ready for an African American woman.
Yeah,
I think if it would have been a Caucasian white American woman, or just any other person from the Democratic Party, could have been a different story. We were just having dinner the other day talking about it. That's why. You seem to know a lot more than.
Yeah. I don't. In this case, if she was good at whatever she was doing, and if she was good at actually speaking, and if she was actually went and attended these podcasts, which she turned down and made it to her own, like Joe Rogan. She never went on Joe Rogan. Donald Trump did, and JD Vance did.
True.
And she didn't do that because everybody knows that Kamala Harris can't speak for more than 5 minutes before she starts fucking up her speech. And the evidence is out there. Just look at her interviews. Like, she just does like these circular definitions. She just walks around the words. And for the American people that see that, they obviously know that she's not the right candidate. That has nothing to do with her color of her skin, or she's a woman. I don't think the American people have a problem with what gender the president is, or what skin color. I think just like the right candidate for what people stand for. And I just, people in America are tired. Most of the people, I mean, obviously, if that wouldn't be the case, they wouldn't vote for Donald Trump. I mean, that's the majority of people. And I know that I don't think that would matter. People don't have a problem with a female president. I don't have a problem with it. If it's the wrong president, in my opinion, well, that's wrong. I mean, if people don't agree with her, but how would you know that? The reason why people get shocked from that, oh, she didn't get elected, is because everything they talk about in media is downplay Donald Trump's supporters, which makes trick people into thinking that he's not going to win. So when he does win, then it's like, obviously you got manipulated by the media that he wouldn't win. So you got to listen to the people, and you got to listen carefully to what they actually want. And I know I have tons of black friends in LA that voted for Donald Trump. And it's not because, but I know they also do this where if they like people start like podcasts now is really important because there you can listen to people and you can hear them speak about different things and it's like a more like an independent media where you don't get just one side of the story and which I think, I mean, in my opinion, podcast has saved a lot of things, a lot of people from actually getting the right story out and explain to people how it really is. And during these 4 years, podcast has begun like becoming really big. And that I think that opened a few people's eyes to see that there's a different side to the story. It's not always the same story. And people should be more aware of what actually is going on. And this proves it. And also when you come to fuck, I forgot what I was about to say about this. I don't know. I just think Americans put their vote, but they put a chart out. I don't know if you saw it. It was where they showed where less educated people with the lowest IQs are those states that voted for Donald Trump, which made him win. Which is pretty crazy if you think about it, because weren't those the same people that voted for Biden to win? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, where are you guys going with this? You know? It's like, and it's such a dumb thing because like you don't know where that chart is from. You don't know like what like when did they make those statistics? Could it be that people don't want to go to college anymore because they feel that they want to start up their own businesses when they're young? Could it be that most of them like knew that way maybe college is not my thing and I want to make my own thing when I'm young, and most of them did that and made like big business out of it. So you got to take everything in count before you say like, oh, those states are the people with the lowest IQ, and that's why they voted him. I mean, it's such a vast conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Let's see.
Decision's been made.
Yeah, decision's been made, and it's been 4 years, and let's see how it goes. I mean, I'm excited for his next episode, next season of this reality show. True. Hey man, it was a pleasure having you here.
It was truly my pleasure. It's been fun. It's nice to be over here, and we got to get you to Stockholm as well and attend our community events.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to.
Otherwise, we'll have one down here, and be fun to hear your feedback regarding all our supplements as well.
I will try them.
You've been a bit talkative today, so I think the focus may be.
Yeah. I did.
Right?
Now, I thought about it right before I started talking about the politics thing.
Right?
Politics thing. Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt. I mean, it was good conversation. But I think, maybe.
I love. I can tell that I'm more into it.
Attentive and alert and focused. Yeah, nice.
You know what I noticed the difference too? See, so when my guest usually talks to me, I do this all the time.
No, like I'm the one doing that.
No. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, I have to stop doing that shit. I have to let my guest talk, and when he's done, then it's my turn.
Cool.
And so I had like a little bit trouble with it because I really want to get my point too, because I was like, I will forget it if I don't say it, you know. But this actually did help me let you finish. And then when it was my turn, I would say my piece. So I can tell it really helped me with that.
Great to hear.
All right, man.
Thank you, man. My pleasure.
Thank you. Pleasure having you here.
Likewise. Thank you so much. And see you in Stockholm.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. All right.
Welcome to the mind where the sparks ignite. Castles in the brain built from sheer might. Journey through thoughts, take a fearless flight. Mental empire in sight, it's dynamite.